Hey, good morning. I'm here with the 2018 GT3 Touring. It is, as you'll see here, it's a unique color. It's Brewster green, paint to sample. A little bit about what's going on with the car right now. It's come in, it had PPF on it, on everything except for the roof, the engine lid, and the rear bumper. That film had some concerns with it. Some pinhead dots. It wasn't a film we installed. We didn't do the labor, nor did we supply the material, of course. But the owner wanted that film taken off and wanted film put back on. First, film comes off, paint correction to address any defects that would affect, take away from how the end product would look. There were a few kind of heavier concerns that got taken care of, and then the majority of the body got just a solid one-step polish. But since dropping it off, he's decided he also wants to go ahead and do a full body wrap. So the film is currently off, and all the paint correction that's going to be performed has been taken care of. The rear badges have been taken off. I'll link you to another video showing those badges being removed, as well as the before and afters of the paint's condition under and around those badges, and why it's pretty obvious. I don't have to explain it, but the video makes it pretty obvious why that would be a good thing to do before the film goes on. At this point, it's back outside. Let me get this thing turned around here. It's back outside. I've got my wash and rinse, or shampoo and rinse buckets set up with a few items here. Gentle silver tip brush, as well as a new fluffy towel. Very nice towel. And the reason it's being washed again is because with the paint correction process, that's really dusty. And I can remove all the dust that I can see, but inevitably when film is being installed, polished dust is going to make its way out of all possible edges. From underneath the trim, you can even see a couple, I think, fine white spots here. That's probably some polished dust. You can see a little bit of stuff built up on this edge. We still taped off really well to limit stuff packing in hard in these types of edges. But there's going to be dust there. Actually, you can see right here. Let me get the white level correct here. I'm looking at a tiny little screen on my Osmo Pocket, so I think that'll hopefully pick up. But there's white dust on here. Now, I can wipe it off, by hand. But the thing is, there's so much just everywhere that it doesn't make sense to circumvent washing it again and being thorough with getting all that dust off, because I'm just going to quickly wipe it down, because I'm not able to get all of the dust. It would be impossible. And it's going to find its way out when the film's being installed. Beyond that, during the first wash, all the parts were on the car. Obviously now the taillights are out, because it's going to get, proper sprayed down. All of the connectors are waterproofed very well, as well as you may have noticed the side markers, same thing here, and then the same thing with the quarter trim, the window trim pieces right here. The reason this is off is because it's necessary to take that off to take this trim piece off. This trim piece must come off because the original installer had done a good job wrapping underneath that trim. So to take it off properly, the film that is, it's necessary to take the trim back off. The rest of the job, it didn't look like anything had been removed, so it wasn't necessary to take the handles off. And you can probably make it out here too, some fine dust, even though it gets wiped down really well through the paint correction process. I mean, it's just going to be, if I go over this whole car, I'm going to find on every single panel there are areas where there's dust hiding, polished dust. Beyond that, as I was saying, I'm jumping around a little bit. What's new? You can see that in some of these areas, these were removed, the taillights were removed before paint correction. And then the edges were cleaned so that when the paint correction was performed, we're not gathering, our pad's not grabbing some stuff from this edge and then actually causing scratches. So these edges, the right onto just off of the face, all of those edges were wiped. But when we do the clear bra install, water slip solution is going to be everywhere. So stuff like even in here is going to find its way out. And yeah, I could just wipe it down without washing the whole car or washing this area. But the problem is, without absolutely flooding it, getting that brush in there, gently agitating it, and then flushing it again. I mean, this isn't my first rodeo. This is the only way to do a really clean install on a vehicle that's received paint correction is to do another wash and decon. Chemically, there's no need to do anything aggressive because we're not trying to strip anything off in terms of old wax. We're not trying to strip off sealants. The oils through the paint correction process, we're using a decon process to strip the oils as we work, so we always know what we're working with in terms of the paint's condition. But it is necessary to get in there with the soap, and the soap's role for this, really, it's primarily lubrication for gently dragging the towel as well as using the brush to clean all of these spots really well. You can see more of that dust that this area was blown out, but you see, I mean, that dust, it's almost like the body and or the dust has one charge and the other has an opposite charge, and it's like it just clings on a static level to the body. And then you can see here too, there's a lot of stuff in here that I'm going to spend some time cleaning out those areas, blasting it out real good. That's pretty much it. Once it's thoroughly washed again, then it's going to go back to the clean room suite where she'll be dried off, and then the paint correction, I'm sorry, not the paint correction, but the film, I can begin installing the film on the car. That's pretty much it. Just wanted to demonstrate why it's necessary, why it's a necessary step doing the additional wash. It's not the funnest thing because it's like a purely due diligence type process. It's not a like paint correction. As you're working through it, you see the results. It's very gratifying as you're doing the paint correction because you get that instant sense of accomplishment. Well, with this, Where it makes me feel good is when I'm installing film and I'm not fighting all this debris that's coming out of all these cracks and crevices. It's really nice to be able to do an install and not be chasing down specks of stuff all over. And this is absolutely a necessary step to make that happen. And if you don't do it and you're chasing stuff down all over, what's going to happen too? Typically, what I've seen is typically human nature can take over for folks, and they can just tell the customer, you know, hey, I did the best I could. It's not a new car. Stuff's coming out everywhere. You know, I don't know what to say. Well, this eliminates that problem. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a pretty all right day. And until next time, see you around.